Welcome to another edition of That Time When. Matt Miller with you in Studio 4. Today we're flashing back to that time when the 8-bit guy beamed in for a chat about science fiction and computers.
David Murray, the 8-bit guy, joining me from his home studio. David, thanks for your time.
Thanks for having me.
What got you started in YouTubing?
Oh, that's a long story. It wasn't intentional. It was kind of an accident, actually. I was running a business a while back and doing like iBook repairs and stuff, and I just started making some videos about the products because I had a bunch of them in the house, and I thought maybe it would help some people with them and perhaps even drive some sales to my website. And people liked the videos. Even though I quit doing that business years ago, people wanted me to make more and more and more. And I ran out of content, anything I could think about for, iBooks. So I just kind of started diversifying a bit and mostly got into the retro scene, which I was already interested in, but I didn't think anybody else was, but apparently they were. So that's where we are.
Has the following surprised you?
Absolutely. Even when I hit 100,000 subscribers, I was amazed. I thought, wow, I can't believe there's 100,000 people in the world that are interested in this kind of thing. And I thought, surely it cannot go any higher than this. And now I'm at like 650,000. I didn't even think the audience existed, so I'm surprised. Yeah,
it's an incredible feat, and I've sort of ever since YouTube's partner program changes were announced last month, I've sort of been getting to know or been using YouTube a lot more and finding people like yourself and LGR and those sort of channels that. It's amazing that there is this whole platform that YouTube has created for people just to get out there and make videos. And now you're doing it full time, I believe.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
So is that how's that as a change, moving from having a bricks and mortar business to being online?
Well, I never really had I had a side business, selling laptops, but I've always had a full-time job. I mean, that's as long as I can remember. So yeah, actually the last job I had was an IT job, and which is what I've been in most of my life. And I gave my notice late last, like in 2016 sometime, but I didn't actually leave until February of 2017. So yeah, it was quite a change for me. It was scary. I didn't know, hey, I could have my YouTube channel, something could go wrong or my audience could die off. I could be broke within a few months and then looking for a job again. So, I wasn't sure how that was going to turn out. But so far, it's turned out really well. I've had more time to do videos, and as a result, my income has improved and actually surpassed what I was making at my IT job. And wow. My viewers are great, and I get a lot of support on Patreon, which again is mind-boggling. I would have never thought people would be so generous, but they are.
It's an interesting change too. As you say, moving from a full-time job into doing YouTube full-time, and it's a mindset change that still technically you have a full-time job, but it's something that I haven't been game to try, and I'm fascinated to watch those that do it. The thing that I really love about your videos and your channel is the detail that you do put into it and the quality that is there. I just watched yesterday the restoration of the IBM PC Junior, and delving into the CRT monitor that had a busted transfer, the crack on the PCB, and the repair on that. Just so intricate and so detailed, and your attention to detail is really cool. And I think the takeaway from every one of your videos is that you'll always learn something, even if you didn't know that you wanted to learn it.
That's more or less what I strive for. And, there's plenty of other people that do videos like that, and some of them go into a great deal more detail than I do. But, the key to success appears to be finding the right balance between keeping the video flowing, keeping the information coming quickly, but not, and delving into enough detail to make it interesting, but not so much detail that people get bored with it. And so I seem to have found a good knack for that. And
well, I did want to meet you, and this is the best part about my YouTube channel, is that I can just send a random email off and see if I can get people on the show. So there's also that, but then I was thinking about topic of conversation that we could have. And with your knowledge and in-depth on retro computing and my knowledge of sci-fi, I thought maybe we could put the two together and chat about science fiction's influence on computers. And of course, the most notable one of that, and the easiest one to rattle off the top of your head, would be Star Trek's communicator turning into the mobile phone. What else can you think of?
Well, when you look at Star Trek The Next Generation, which came out, 1987, I think?
Yeah.
86, 87, something in there. They had all of their consoles were touchscreen. I think they used CRTs, but they hid them cleverly behind the panels to make it look like they're, like flat screen type things. And I don't know that I can really say what technology that developed into, but it is interesting because it looked really futuristic back in 1986 or 87. And today, it doesn't necessarily look futuristic, but it doesn't look antiquated either. It actually looks, when I watch those shows today, it looks, it looks like I could imagine it looking that way, So they obviously got it right. Unlike looking at like the original series from the 60s. I mean, obviously we look at the consoles there and they don't look anything like what we would expect they would probably look like today.
I think the production designers...
I don't know. I would have to think a little bit more for some other technologies that were inspired by sci-fi.
Yeah, I think the production designers on the original series got a bulk discount on light brights, and they just put them everywhere.
Christmas lights or something like that. Yeah.
And someone at Apple must have been absolutely enthralled with Star Trek, because we've got the iPads now, and tablets are a big thing, and we're even delving into hyposprays now as well, the medical technology.
Now that you mention it, and I kind of forgot about that until you just mentioned it, but yeah, even starting with the Next Generation, they used those little pads they carried around with them, which, again, they very rarely ever showed anything like up close what's on these pads, because they couldn't really duplicate the technology back then. But yet today, when I watch those, I'm like, oh, they're just iPads or whatever, basically. Nothing even at all futuristic about it, but they got it right, definitely.
Well, I cannot believe that time has passed on that interview, and now it's a few years old and worthy of joining the That Time When collection, where we take you back through the archive here at Trekzone. The way that things are looking, my schedule here on the computer is telling me that we're going to reach 700 episodes before July, which is just incredible considering it's just me. So give us a subscribe, give us a like on this video. If you enjoy podcasts, find us, search for Trekzone, and get subscribed there. Get the latest episodes downloaded to your device. To catch this interview in full, click the card in the top right here on YouTube, or if you're listening to me, jump onto Trekzone.org. Scroll down to That Time When 8-Bit Guy, and that'll be there in full. For now, though, and as always, I'm Matt Miller for Trekzone.
Keep up to date with Twitter. Catch new podcasts daily on YouTube. Plus, we're beaming to your favorite podcast app 5 days a week. Just search for Trekzone and subscribe.